Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope that you're having a great day. I'm recording right now on two different cameras, so if you see my eyes kind of in a different place, that's the reason why. But I do want to jump on and talk about some of the market stuff because I've had plenty of people, and I'm saying like 5 to 10 people just this past weekend, all the way up until yesterday, ask me how the market is doing. So I used to say it really is dependent on the neighborhood that you're looking in, the neighborhood that you're asking for. But overall, what I like to say to people is that what kind of product do you have? Because right now that's what we're looking at. And from what I can see, and I'm going to go over some market stats too, so then that way you guys at least have more of an idea, have more of an understanding of really what's going on in the Denver metro area. That's the only area that I'm going to be doing the market about. And I'm getting these stats from RE Colorado. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always here. Always hit the like button. Always go and share this with your friends and neighbors and everybody else. So let's dive into it. So let's talk about closed listings to start, because closed listings is one thing that everybody's kind of curious about. And the reason why is because that's really what people are asking. They're asking, where is the market? Have there been closings? Because we hear all this stuff in the news. So year over year, we are 5% higher in the month of June from 25 to 24. So the closed listings, let me read this. The closed listings for an attached home have been 842 just for the month of June. Now, for detached, they are 3,162, so just shy of 3,200. So with that, the median closed price in Denver for a detached is $665,000. Now, a lot of people are like, well, that doesn't seem like that much in comparison to what's really happening in Denver. And I agree. I think Denver has this really unique market where we do have some of the entry level products, but at the same time, we also have this really, really robust and front loaded in terms of architecture and what's being built finally now, in my opinion. But we're starting to see a lot more of that ingenuity, more like that California style, from what I've heard from somebody else. Let's be clear. I'm not coining that whatsoever. But we're starting to see a lot more of the interesting designs, more of the designs that stand the test of time. So with that, with the attached properties, we're seeing an average or median price, of $609,000, which is absolutely insane. It's incredible. Days on MLS is another thing that people really, really worry about, and I don't disagree with you guys. I think that days on market is one of the biggest things that I look at, if not, uh, days to pending, which is another thing that I really take a lot of heaviness, and I really look at that statistic because I feel like that's going to show us a little bit more of really what's going on in the marketplace. So right now we're 6 days more year over year. That's a lot. In my opinion, that's a lot. An attached home will be sitting for about 31 days until we're starting to see a contract, till we start to see closings and stuff like that. So that's an average, or sorry, that's a median. That is a lot of days. And comparison to 22, and comparison to some 23, and even there's a couple places now that go on the weekend, but it's very rare. It's not like what we have been seeing. So don't fret too much during this time, because it's, even though it's a little bit trickier, it's still probably the best time to buy, because there's still homes being sold. There's still people out there looking to buy your home. There's still people out there looking to sell, to purchase, and everything else in between, whether it's investments or if it's for a primary home and everything like that. So talking a little bit more about new listings and pending listings, which are the last two things that I really want to touch on. So, new listings in the month of June, we have 5,894. So, let's say 5,900 listings in the month of June, which is great. But last year, we're right around, about the same. From what I can see, let's see, we're about 57 to 34. So we're about 160 more than we were last year. So it's great, but we're 3% more homes going to the market than leaving the market from last year. So what I'm saying is that right now is probably one of the best times for you guys to actually look at buying. Last thing I want to talk about, I'm going to touch on something else, is pending listings. So pending listings were 6% higher year over year. We're just over 4,000 homes from June of 2024 to June of 2025. So that's a really, really good sign, even during this market. I mean, a lot of people are worried. A lot of people are nervous about, hey, what's actually going on? What's actually happening with all of this stuff? we see the news and we see everything else, but we don't see any of our neighbors closing. We don't see anything going to pending right now. This is great. I mean, last year in June, we were only at 3,800. So we're up about 200 more homes that went pending. So that's a really, really, really great thing. Now, one of the big things that I really, really want to touch on is the fact that the feds had said yesterday, when I was listening to CNN and CNBC and some of the more business leading news networks, is that they're not sure if they're actually going to be lowering the rates in September. They came out and said that. So what I think is more advantageous for everybody, especially if you're a first time home buyer, or if you're just looking to upgrade, downgrade, side grade, whatever it might be, go and talk to a lender. Go talk to your realtor and say, hey, listen, I want to offer some kind of an incentive so then I can get this house sold a lot faster, whether it's a 10,000 or a 1% buy down, or lender credit or anything of that nature, or even if it's going in and negotiating with the sellers and saying, hey, listen, I want $10,000 because I want to buy this rate down, but I will pay this price that you have it listed for as long as I get a $10,000 credit. So there's a little bit more unique things in the pipeline that are actually working for people in the favorable sense. So don't hesitate about actually going into the market. The market right now is actually pretty great. I mean, the interest rates are not bad. A lot of people are looking, oh, well, I want to do a 30-year mortgage. Well, look at 15. ARMs are not too bad. They're not great right now. If you were looking about a month, 2 months ago, I think that they were a lot better. I'm not entirely sure because I don't have those numbers really pulled up right now, but I do believe that right now is a great time for anybody that's looking to get into this market to get into this market now, because once we start seeing rate drops, which it probably won't be until the end of the year, and most of the time people are not buying or selling at the end of the year anyway. So why not look at what you're really wanting to buy now versus waiting and hoping that that property is going to be on the market when you're ready to buy in October, November, December. All in all, I hope you guys have a great day. If you guys have any questions ever, please always reach out. I'm always here to help you guys. I'm always here to give you guys advice or even some information if you guys are looking for that. So all in all, like I said, take it easy, stay safe, and if you can't, have fun. Cheers.